beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Diamond, and I live a whole food, plant exclusive, sofas free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And today I'm going to be partnering up with my buddy Janet from Plant Powered Peddler, and we're going to be making some beautiful whole food plant-based cuisine that you see right here. I specifically am going to be making this beautiful mango quinoa salad and some no cheese mac and cheese. Let's do this together.
Okay, I'm Janet, the Plant Powered Peddler.
And I'm Jennifer Diamond.
Today we're gonna make stuff for you. Today I am gonna make rice paper wrap, a stuffed rice paper, I guess I should call it, not a wrap, because it's not anything like the wraps we make with Lissa's, and some lentil tofu.
That sounds so good.
And what are you making, Jennifer?
Ta-da! I am making two different things. I'm doing like a mango quinoa salad. It was originally had peaches and different things in it. I'm changing it up a bit. And then I'm also doing a mac and no cheese. I'm going to do like half more traditional macaroni kind of cheese. And then I'm going to do half of it in the oven and do like a bake and taste them both.
Oh, I see. You're going to make one on the stove and one in the oven.
Well, the mac and cheese is originally from the from this book right here, the Brain Saver Protocols Medical Medium, Anthony Williams, and he's got two different versions. He's got a stovetop mac and cheese on page 468, and then he's got like a bake, and I think that's on 408. Let me just check.
So yeah, I'm going to start. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Oh, I was just going to finish. And then the other one is originally a peachy quinoa salad in the Secrets to Ultimate Weight Loss with Chef AJ. And it was a recipe originally by Shada. And I'm changing it up a bit. So it's not going to be like that either.
That's so funny.
So here we go, I guess.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a stuffing for these stuffed rice papers. And so I am going grocery shopping tomorrow. So today I just cleaned out my refrigerator with little odds and ends that I had. So I'm going to do some carrot, and I'm going to put those in first and stir them, I think, because they're a little bit rougher than everybody else.
So while you're doing that, I'll just share that the part that I need to get going on, I have some water that's just coming to a boil, and the noodles that I'm going to use are actually these elbow noodles. They're chickpea noodles. And this box is 8 ounces, and it calls for like 15 ounces. So I'm going to do a box and a half. The original recipe, I think, called for a brown rice pasta. But right now, I'm kind of wanting to focus more on other grains other than rice. So I'm going to do these. As soon as I get this open, I'll pop it in and get that started. Oh my goodness.
Dump out what I've already done and then continue grinding.
Okay, so I'll just, I mean, they look just like regular noodles, they're made out of chickpea flour, and I'm spilling them all over, and they're just little tiny ones. So they're not going to take long at all. So I'm going to go ahead and dump these in the water, and I'm going to look at the box. I think, let's see what the box says as far as how many minutes we should do. Yeah, 7 to 9 minutes. So I'm going to just be checking it in about 5 minutes.
So funny. Jennifer and I decided to make that macaroni and cheese bake at the same time without even telling each other. And I went ahead and made mine last week because I had cheese sauce that I had made for something and we weren't eating it. So I thought, what can I do with this cheese sauce so that I don't waste it? I thought, well, I've always wanted to try that macaroni and cheese because I'm not a big pasta person. And I had macaroni from a long time ago that I never used. And so I did it.
One thing about the chickpea pasta that I've learned is that you really need to make sure that the water is brought to a boil before you put it in. Like when I used to do white, flour type pastas, I didn't always do that. And then you really have to watch it because it can get gummy, even with brown rice noodles. Or what kind of noodles did you use, Janet?
I just used regular whole wheat noodles because it was before even I went off gluten.
Oh, okay. So depending on the type of noodle you're using, you should check the directions on the box because you don't want it to be gummy and some of the textures can change. But I think with the whole wheat pasta, you probably didn't have that.
No, and I won't be getting them again because I don't want the gluten. But I don't have a sensitivity to gluten. I just think it's a good idea not to be on it because of all the ways it's been abused in this country.
I agree. So I'm going to let this go for about 5 minutes and check it. I like to tilt the lid just slightly because otherwise sometimes the water boils over and we don't like that, right? Because then we got a big mess.
It always does that. You have to pay attention right at the right time for the darn thing not to do that.
And behind this pasta, I have another hot pan that I had boiling water in the bottom. I put the steamer in here and inside I'll show it to you, some potatoes and carrots. And you just want to steam them. So, here are the carrots and you don't want it really sitting in the water. And this is going to end up being our cheese sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in my Vitamix with some other liquid and seasonings I'll tell you about.
Yeah, I didn't peel my carrots or my potatoes and it turned out just fine.
So I also have about 1/3 of a cup of some veggie broth. I actually just made this. You can use any veggie broth. So I'm just adding a little bit of that in there. And then I'm going to start with some seasonings. I've got all of these right here. So we've got garlic, and I have white onion, and there is oregano, paprika. I'm doing a little turmeric, mostly for color. And I have red pepper flakes, but I didn't put that in the pile yet. I might do that a little later. So all that goes in here. And then I want to put some lemon juice. So let me cut the lemon up. Oh my God, I just got a whiff of all those spices. Oh, aren't spices amazing?
They're so good.
Gosh, love spices. So, I don't really eat a lot of pasta, even this kind, but I thought that this would be a fun one to do. And I know my husband would probably really appreciate, some kind of a pasta dish because he likes it. So that's kind of where that idea came from. Let me see how much I'm going to put in here. Maybe, well, it doesn't call for very much, and I like lemons, so I'm gonna try to do a little more than maybe a half a lemon.
I wanted to put cabbage in this too, and I went ahead and cooked up all my cabbage the other day, not thinking about this recipe. And so it's already cooked, so I'm just gonna add it after I've cooked these vegetables. And to these vegetables, I'm gonna add some rice and some garlic. And, everybody uses soy sauce or cocominos, and I'm just going to put some balsamic vinegar.
Ooh, I love that idea. I just love that idea.
So instead of salt, I'll use a little bit of vinegar, flavored vinegar. I mean, it's not flavored, it's just plain balsamic vinegar. But also the sauce, of course, calls for soy sauce, but I just use balsamic instead of soy sauce. I use dates that I blended up, syrup, and then I put sesame seeds in it, black and white, and ginger. I crunched or you know.
I hope this quiets. You know how it does? I hope it does. Let's see.
Yeah, it's quiet, Jennifer.
Yeah,
So
I
I've
don't
got
hear a
rice
thing.
vinegar, balsamic vinegar, date paste, sesame seeds, and ginger. And boy, does it smell good. So I'm just gonna get these cooked up. And you know, you could even do this raw, really. And the mixture is anything in your refrigerator, any leftovers.
I just tasted this and
Ooh.
it's got a nice consistency like cheese, definitely. It doesn't taste like cheese, but it's not supposed to. But I really do taste a lot of the flavors. And just so you could see the bright color. And so I'm ready to have that. I'll put it aside. I'm going to check the noodles now.
I thought it was so much better than cheese, Jennifer.
Well, I've
the
got
big
some
attraction.
noodles here, and so I'm going to just check them. These are the chickpea pasta noodles. And so they cook up really quickly and they can get sticky. So I just want to taste it and check it out.
Yeah, I'm curious about those, Jennifer, of what you're gonna think.
I think they're done. And so here I
Wow.
am eating every little drop on the counter. Yummy. Okay, so let me just rinse this really quickly and move it out of the way. I've made chickpea pasta before, and I really like it. I never made these little tiny elbows. They don't have, I couldn't find in my store like the bigger, more traditional elbows. And
Mhm.
so I just went with this. Let me get a strainer. I forgot to grab one.
Okay.
And that's the thing, like you don't want it to sit in the water because it will keep cooking. But if you're not going to use it right away and you let it sit, it can get hard and kind of clumpy. And so sometimes if I've had leftovers where I didn't have a sauce or anything on it, I would put it in the refrigerator. And then the next day or whenever we were going to eat it, I would reboil a little bit of water and literally flash, you know, put it in there. Just put it in there and then just drain it. And the noodles soften right up, and it's not cooking it because you don't want it to get mushy. And I find that really is better than even like microwave or any other way to reheat them.
I'm adding some rice and I put the garlic in with my vegetables here.
Nice.
Just to get a little starch in there, a cup or two. This is just a cup because it's all I had left.
I'm going to go ahead and spill this in here. Oh my goodness. I love using my muscles in the kitchen. Here's the pasta, if you can see that. And the recipe doesn't, you know, it just says that and add in the sauce, but I'm going to add in some peas, just a little bit. So you can use frozen peas. These are actually raw peas. And so I'm just going to pop them in here. And now I'm going to add in all of the cheese, and then I'm going to have half of it go in the oven just for fun. So let me see if I can move it over so you guys can watch it better.
So in her recipe, she uses soy sauce in the mix too, and I just used balsamic in that too.
Here we go. Ready?
Wow, look at that sauce. Now, what was in his sauce?
Wow. Potatoes and carrots. And then
that's it?
well, no, there was some others. It depends. He has different ones for different recipes, but I decided to put in a bunch of seasonings. I did garlic, onion, what else is here? Oregano, turmeric, paprika, and then I threw in a little bit of the peas and lemon, a little lemon juice and some broth.
Ooh, I like the pea idea.
Yeah, and I just had some raw peas left over a little bit, but you could use frozen peas. You could use anything. So it looks like I could add a little more. I was trying not to like over cheese it, you know, is there a thing?
No,
No.
can't over sauce it.
But I also know that if I keep whipping it up, it might break the noodles because these are kind of fragile, these noodles.
Yeah. Boy, it looks delicious, Jennifer. How's it smell?
It smells really good. I can really smell a lot of the paprika and a lot of the seasonings. The
Uh-huh.
paprika I smell. Now, I guess if I wanted to heat it up, at this point, I might want to add some crushed red pepper flakes or, any kind of serrano. Well, I have the serrano peppers all the time. But you don't have to. You can leave it mild. So I'm going to put half of this. I have all of this.
Yum.
I think I'm going to use it as like a dipping sauce, or I can put it on baked potatoes with broccoli,
Yes.
steamed broccoli. Okay.
That's what I thought. That's why I made cheese sauce, but then we weren't doing it because we just we've gotten so used to eating things without anything on them. And uh no, it's crazy.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do like half in this pan.
Mhm.
Did you cover it when you baked it?
I did not.
You did not. I
I
have this
did not.
glass cover,
Mhm.
but I'm going to just do what you did. And I'm going to put it in the oven and see if we can get it to crispen up a little bit. And then this one's ready. I've got some fresh parsley that I could put on there, as an accent. So anyhow, there we go.
Mine definitely crisped up. In fact, I
Okay.
had to keep an eye on it, but it did fine. It was
Okay.
getting pretty brown, but I like it. Yummy.
I think I just need to taste it. It's calling me.
You better. Ooh, that looks so good.
Mm, that is a mouthful of comfort.
So is that all he does to the stovetop one? Just what you've just done?
Yeah, he had much
Mhm.
less seasonings in it, and the
Oh,
color
right.
was lighter, and he didn't put the peas in.
Hmm.
Um, if you do use the raw peas, I guess you could, these are raw, so they've got a little give. If you want them softer, then I would say cook them a little bit ahead of time, and then add them cooked in here. But
I
wow,
love them raw.
it's been a long time since I've had like macaroni. This is good.
Yeah. And
My
I'm just
goodness.
gonna add there the broccoli mom puts kimchi in hers, and I haven't been able to find any kimchi without shrimp in it or salt. So the sauerkraut I get from Costco, and AJ eats it too, so I figure it's okay. But I go ahead and soak and rinse mine to try to get some of the salt out of it.
There's some people at my potlucks that make it homemade.
Okay, so my mixture is ready. So there it is. Look at that beast.
Wow.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the rice paper, and these rice papers, they're pretty good sized. Let's see, what are they? 8 inch? I think they're 8 inch diameter. It's in a different language, so I can't tell. And what I do is I just pour water over. It's so simple. So I just get the water a little bit warm, and I just run them under water. Can you see this? And they say put water in a pot, just in the pot, but really this is all you have to do.
I've done those too in the past. And Janet, I do it the same way that you just
Mhm.
explained. And it's really quite simple.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be as hard as people make it. Oh, another thing that I'm going to add
Here's my extra sauce.
some of my stuffed mushroom mixture that I made yesterday. I thought, oh, I'll just chop that up because I don't have the tofu today. I'm going to make it for you guys. And so she puts tofu in hers, and I'm just putting the mushrooms because they're meaty. They'll be really good. And then, since I've learned how to roll wraps through Lissa, I'm doing it here. So I brought up the sides just like an envelope, and then I'm rolling up this. Uh-oh, it's sticking to this cutting board. Usually I do it on a smooth plate. I'll try this again. These are so fun. Wait till you see. I'm just going to roll this one up, roll up the sides, bring up the bottom. And it does much better on the plate. So I'm just going to air fryer. And then it's 3:30, and that's my 6 hours with my red lentils. So I am just going to rinse them and blend them. How are you doing, Jennifer?
I'm doing good. I was watching you. I have a mango quinoa salad that I'm going to make. I just used this regular quinoa, organic from Kirkland, from Costco. I kind of wish that I had the colored quinoa, the three. They sometimes have the different colors, but that's okay. So I already made it ahead of time. I made it in the Instant Pot. This is just my inner pot from the Instant Pot. I can show you. And I did 2 cups of dried quinoa, and I put in 1.25 cups of water, and I cooked it for 1 minute on high, you know, the high power or whatever, on the Instant Pot. And then I just let it do like 5 minutes. I think this actually went 7 minutes on natural release. And then the rest, you just take it open and fluff it, and it's perfectly cooked. So I'm going to start putting stuff in here, and I'm going to measure like 6 or 8 cups of this. I'll probably use the whole thing, but I just want to see how much it made.
So for any of you who haven't done the lentil tofu, this red lentil tofu is so good, and it's so simple. I rinsed it and soaked it for 6 hours, and you could soak it overnight or for whatever you want, but try to do it for at least 6 hours. Now I'm just going to add 2 cups of water and blend it. And then I'm going to toss it on the stove top and cook it.
So this made about 6 cups. The 2 dried cups turned into cooked 6 cups. And I'm going to add some chopped red onion. This is about 1/2 an onion chopped up already. And I've got some cucumber. You could use one of those big cucumbers, or maybe 3 or 4 the Persian smaller cucumbers. I left the skin on. I left the seeds in. I just eat the whole thing. So some people prefer it one way or the other. And then I have some bell peppers. I have red and yellow. So plop that in. And those were fresh. And then I have a whole head of cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you can use parsley, or, you know, you could leave it out, but it's such a beautiful herb, and the green color is so amazing. I chopped the stem and everything in there. And then I was just going to mention that I rinsed the quinoa originally in this painter's bag, and that was how I cooked it. But going back to this, I have some beans, and the beans that I'm using are in a can. I actually had some that I had made fresh that were in the freezer, and I just didn't have enough time to thaw them. So this is the Westbrow organic, no salt added, and it's called chili beans because it's got different variety of beans in it. If you're not familiar, this one is black beans and kidney beans and pinto, and all organic, and it just has water in it. And so I rinse them really, really well. They are not as vibrant in color. Well, I guess there isn't a white one, but if you wanted more, you could mix it up, and you could do, you know, some northern or any bean, I think would be great. So that is 2 cans, and these cans are I think 15 ounces. Let me see. Yeah, 15 ounces. Or if you were making it from scratch, you know, just the equivalent of that. And oh, look, let's take a pause. Look at Janet.
You blend it till it's nice and smooth. and then just pour it in the pot, bring it to a boil. I'll stir it constantly until it gets nice and thick. Just amazing. It's just magical what food can do without any help.
So I'm also adding mango to this, and I didn't finish cutting it up. So I'm going to continue to cut up some mango while I watch you, Janet. And then
Haven't the mango's been good?
Oh God, they've been great. And
oh my God.
I actually got the two different kinds. The little yellow ones, they start with an A.
Yeah.
And then I also got these more traditional looking ones. And if you can't find mango, you can use any fruit, any tropical fruit. I bet you could put pineapple in here, or you could even probably take the frozen and thaw it out. Whatever you like, you could do pear, peaches, or I think just whatever floats your boat. So I'm just cutting around this pit.
Ataulfo. A tofu. A tofu.
Oh, they're delicious little mangoes. And I have one of them that I put in here. And then I got some of these other more, common ones that we see. And was just not remembering how to pronounce it. But, and you're going to
see why. Look at how thick the lentils have gotten.
Wow.
I just no time at all.
Thick paste. Isn't that
lentil
amazing?
Cream.
That's beautiful.
And so you can see how this is going to look exactly like a little thing of tofu.
Wow, that is really cool.
Actually, I used a bigger container before. Wonder.
I'm going to use lemon. I'm going to squeeze a bunch of lemon in here. I have one little, I don't know if you can see it. This is a lime that came from my lime tree. This kind of lime is it's called a kaffir lime, and it's very bumpy. And a lot of the Asian recipes use the leaves actually, but still haven't tried the leaves, but I'm going to go ahead and mix this as long as it's good inside. It's a little dry. Sure is.
So I'm going to switch it to this one.
So you could use lemon or lime. I should have zested it before I cut it. I tend to do that, but I'm going to add a little zest. Zest is always such a great flavor to add into anything that you're using citrus, even if it's oranges or, I just love it.
This was 3/4 cup of red lentils, and look at all the tofu it's making. Now we'll just get it cooled, and then I'll cube it and marinate it, and just put it in all kinds of whatever I'm cooking. Even in my fresh salads, I like it in everything.
Do you have a specific thing that you're going to marinate it with right away, or just in general?
Similar to this marinade that I made today is a marinade that I just love all the little parts. The ginger in it, and the rice vinegar, and a little bit of sweet with the date.
Wow.
See
Great.
those? They're so awesome. So I air fried them for 14 minutes. And let me stick them on a plate here.
Janet, I couldn't hear you. How long did you air fry those?
14 minutes. The air fryer goes on for 20, and I just stick them on and I start checking them.
This is just now starting to get a little bit on the edges, so I'm going to keep it going. Well, this is my quinoa mango salad.
Yum, that looks so
Beautiful.
good.
So I'm going to plate a
Wow.
little bit. That came out pretty, huh?
That's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Let's taste it. And
I'm ready.
ready. I'm going to just scoop a little bit in here.
And then I'm going to dip it in my
Nice.
seasoned dip sauce. Oh man, but the
Nice.
stuffing alone is just delicious.
It's so delicious. I put a lot of lemon in it. I almost feel like I like lemon really strong. So I might add some more even just because. But it's really good. I love the mixture of there's some crunchy and then there's some soft, and the fruity brings the sweetness. It's really good. And you can add a little bit of like red crushed pepper, or any kind of, like, if you want to add a little spice to it, a little zing. But I'm feeling like not zingy today, so I'm gonna just keep it the way it is. And you know, Janet, what do you think about, do you think I could put this quinoa in one of those wraps and air fry it?
Yep.
Yes.
They're so good.
Well, I just took this out and it's brown. It could be more. What do you think? Should I?
It looks fine. I mean, it, you know, it will dry it out the more it browns.
I'm gonna do a few more minutes just to take a little bit browner on top.
I mean, what's macaroni and cheese if you don't have the brown on top, right?
Here we go. Okay. This is the baked one, and I'm trying to get a little crunchies on it. And I also have some peas in here too. Wow, it's so hot.
Look at that face. You don't even have to say anything.
Oh my gosh, the crunch is like, the crunch is the crunch, man. And this one, oh my goodness, let's try this one again.
And I wanted to show Tracy Lynn the innards that I put into the spring roll, just all the vegetables
Oh,
from my
yeah.
refrigerator. I stuck them in the food processor
And the salad.
and then tossed them in the
Looks
on the
good.
stove.
The salad, I wasn't sure about doing this because it has quinoa in it. And I thought I'm already having the macaroni, but they actually complement each other. And I think both ways, I can't decide. So I like the crunch of the baked, but this is more creamy, you know, like it just reminds me of when I was a kid. And yeah, do it. It's yummy. Although it doesn't really taste cheesy, the texture is cheesy. It really has more of a, it's like the smoked paprika I can really taste, but I mean, I like it. The real test is going to be when my husband tastes it, because he wants things to taste like cheese that aren't cheese. I hope everybody tries what Janet and I made. I know I'm really enjoying it. And my God, I got a lot of salad to eat. Look at this.
So thanks for coming and joining us, everybody.